Jubai in the one day, sorry, he's correcting me. Okay. He had 11 tournament cups, which is still a record for India, guys. Give him a big hand. As the captain of the Indian team, he won 11 cups, which is still a record. I think starting with the Hero Cup, right, Jubai? That's when the fortunes turn. And he's the only captain in world history that has captained a national team for 3 World Cups. So big hand for Jubai. 3 World Cups, right? In 1992, 1996, and 1999. And he was the first one to score 9,000 runs in ODI. That record was later broken. And we all know about his outstanding fielding, right? You've seen the acrobatic catches. We have seen him field, like a tiger in the field. And he had the most catches, world record as well, which was 156 catches. I think that world record stood for a long time, and I believe it was just eclipsed.
All records are getting broken.
Jubai, you didn't have a chance, but I think if you stay, maybe a few more years, these records will still stand. Okay. And his most important contribution to Indian cricket, I think, was the players that were groomed under him, right? Sachin Tendulkar was the prince of cricket, was given a chance, and Jubai was instrumental in him becoming the player that he was later on. So, big hand to Jubai for giving such a... Guys, Saurabh Ganguly, right? He became famous, and in '96, I remember Jubai, him and Dravid, you gave a chance in the Indian team, and these guys did great service for Indian cricket. So as Kumble. So there's a lot of records we can talk about at Dubai, but first of all, I want to give you the opportunity to say a few words to the crowd that has come here in your appreciation.
I think, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think first of all, I must thank Imran Bhai, who's put this show. Without him, it would have been very, very difficult, because he had this idea and then he discussed with me, and then he went ahead with that, and that's how I could be sitting here in front of you. And thank you very much for coming today. It's nothing, it's like a greet and meet, but I'm very happy. I'm not one of those persons, I have too many hairs about myself, but I'm very happy to meet everyone here. It's a great honor to meet people. When you come to another country and you see so many people doing so very well, they've achieved so much success, coming from India and then working here and then having very, very good businesses, I've been to Toronto many times, but I think Toronto has changed a lot. But this is the first time I'm coming towards Brampton side, or the other suburbs, because when we used to come in 96 to 98, we always, almost every time we stayed in downtown. So we didn't really get a chance to see this area. Though we had not much time as well, we played about 5 matches in 8 days, so it was very tough on the players, and then it was a very small ground, and we really enjoyed playing, and I'm sure so many people who have come here must have watched those games at that time. It's an honor, it's a great feeling. It's my pleasure to see so many people here, and I welcome them. I'm happy to meet everyone here, and I think it's a great honor for me, and thank you very much. Rizwan also has come all the way from Toronto, from Miami, because he booked the ticket very last minute. Till last minute he was not very sure that he would come, but I think I really enjoyed the hospitality in Miami. You really took care of us, me and us. I really thank you for that. And all my schoolmates, I met them, my classmates rather, not schoolmates. Khalid is here, Hassan is here, and Madhu is here, and Hussain could not make it. Rashid was here, so many people, and all their better halves, really made me gain about 2 or 3 kilos weight here. So, thank you very much for making me gain those weight, and at least I have something to work on it now. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here tonight, and I'm sure you will really enjoy the evening. I will be very happy to meet everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jubai. I spent 2 days with him, as he just mentioned, and I've seen him very close, staying at my house. The way he conducted himself, I knew how humble he was, but I think I came away from your trip, so impressed with the way that, being a superstar, being an icon, being an idol, being a legend, so humble, down to earth. It was really an honor to have you over in my Jubai. We had a lot of discussions this last couple of days, but I think a couple of things that everybody should hear in terms of how his career started. So Ajubai, if you want to speak a little bit in the pre-Ranchi days, in terms of what inspired you to take up cricket and what was your motivation?
I think my uncle used to play cricket. My mother's younger brother and dad used to take me to his games. He used to play with the SBI team, and he played junior state level. His name was Mir. He's no more now. His name was Mir Azharuddin. I think he played with the likes of Jaisima, Habib Ahmed, Mumtaz Hussain, and so many players. And he was the captain of the Usmania University's team, which won the Rington Byra Trophy against the Bombay University, which had Gavaskar and Shivalkar and so many other players. So he was a very distinguished player. I learned the basics from him, and I thank him for that. But I think I've had many coaches in school. Brother Joseph was my coach. But then I attended 2 or 3 very important camps actually. First was by Mr. Mustaq Ali. The second was Mr. Lala Manat, and the third one was Mr. Vasant Amlani from Bombay. So that's how I got interested through my uncle, and then I started playing cricket. That I got interested in it. So and that's how things happened. But I used to play soccer also, but I quickly realized that I was very good at running after the ball, but there was no skill. So I stopped playing. So then I shifted to cricket, and then I gave my best, so the results were coming.
Okay, and Ajubai, one thing that stood out when we were having our conversations was the year 1984, and how critical that year was for your growth, because you've been playing Ranchi for a couple of years at that stage, and 1984, the century you scored against Andhra, your place in the team was on the line, and you answered with the century plus, and so talk through what propelled you from there to the scores that you had, in the Tulip Trophy and in Irani Trophy and against the visiting English team, and how you got your break.
When I played my Ranji Trophy first Ranji Trophy, I mean people had a lot of expectations from me, but I had a very poor run in the first 2 years, a very poor performance. I think out of 6 or 7 matches I could only score 250. So, and the second year I think I was dropped after 2 games. So it was very disappointing, but then I never gave up. I said, okay, fine, I mean, sometimes things don't go the way you want to go, but I think you have to really work very hard for it. So I kept playing, working hard, and then in my third year, which was 1984, in the beginning January, they came and told me that, I got selected again for the Ranji Trophy, but then, I was given to understand that that would be my last match if I didn't score runs. They even went on to say, I don't know how far that is true, I'm not sure, but then I heard all this at the back. They said, even if he scores 99, he'll be out. So I said, you have to score 100. But I was lucky, I was very lucky. I think I was batting some 15 or 20. My catch was dropped at 3 point, and that's how I went on to score 100. Then next match, I scored 64 against Karnataka, which had the likes of Vishwanath and Rajesh Patel, so many different players. And that's how I got selected in the Tulip Trophy match. That was a turning point for me in that year. I scored a double 100 in that game, the first match I played. All the national selectors were there, so that's how I came into limelight.
And your entry to the Indian team, there was one name you took, that stuck with me, because a lot of people score runs, that have been playing for a long time. But there was one individual that you recognized, yesterday, that I want you to share with the people here.
Which one?
Ashok Malhotra?
Actually, I mean, Ashok Malhotra and myself used to play for State Bank at one point of time. I mean, many people would know that State Bank had 6 or 7 players. Myself, I came later, but then Ashok Malhotra, Kirmani, Roger Binney, then so many GR Vishwanath, they're all from SBI. So, I mean, we were playing a tournament in Tamil Nadu, where we were playing against the Tamil Nadu Cricket Association side. SBI was playing, and they had T.S. Shekhar, Venkatraman, and Mr. Venkatraman, and Shivram Krishnan, and there's so many great players. I got 170 in that inning, then I was batting with Ashok Malhotra. So we won the match, and then after that, we won the finals, I think. It was the final game or something like that. So then after that, everybody went back home, and then I got selected for the Irani trophy. So Kapil Baji was the captain, and then he came and asked, about me. I mean, how good a player I was. And then Ashok Malhotra told him that, he's a very good player, and you must play in the 11 in this game. So Kapil Baji was not convinced. He said, "Okay, I'm not very sure about him. So we'll see." So, but I think Ashok was very, adamant that he said, he was very good friend with Kapil Baji. He was very adamant. He said, he has to play. So then that's how I got a chance. But as luck would have it, again, I got out first ball. In the first inning, Balwinder Sindhu was bowling, and then I got bowled, and then Ashok had to, hear a lot from Kapil Baji. He said, I told you, he said, okay, fine. But then somehow Ashok said, wait, anybody can get out 0. But in the second innings, I got 51. So I think that was also very important for me.
Thank you, Dubai. I also want you to speak about the influence that your Nana had on you. I know he was very special. He had a special place for you, and you had a special place for him. And some of the anecdotes that you have relayed, but overall, I want you to convey to our team here or our people, what was his influence and how he encouraged you when the chips were down?
I think my grandfather was the biggest source of inspiration. He never stopped me from doing anything. He never told me that I must not play, I must only study. But sometimes he used to study for me. Like when I was playing, he used to write his essays, and then he used to give me at the end of the year, and then that's how I used to go and write my exam. So I was very close to him. I was very young. I was only 40 years old when he went and told my parents that I'm going to raise this child. So that's how I've been raised. When you talked about humility, my grandfather told me two or three things. The 2 things was, first thing he said, never forget where you come from. Always stay humble and always respect elders. That was the first thing he told me. And then the second thing he told me, I don't know whether people agree or not. He said, never eat beef in your life. That's it. He clearly told me these are the 2 things I'm telling you, remember. And he used to come and watch games also when I was playing. I studied in Nizam College, so he used to come to Nizam College. He used to come to university, and then always, he was always there. And there's one story I want to tell you. It's not a story, it's an anecdote. When I played the Irani trophy, and I signed my first contract, back contract, 2 years, 5,000 rupees at that time, 1984. So I was very happy, I was getting 5,000 rupees, and then new pads and everything, very, very happy. When I came back from the Irani trophy, and then I went for practice and came back from my practice, and then my grandfather, that was the last time I saw my grandfather, that was the last time I saw him, because after that when I went away, I was playing in one of the games and he passed away. So he asked me, which bat are you going to play with? So I showed him the bat which I practiced, because there are 2 new bats. One bat I practiced, and I said, okay, I am going to play with this bat. But my grandfather flatly, on my face, he said, I don't see any runs in that bat. I told him, how do you know about it? How do you know that? the bat doesn't have runs because I have practiced and come and then it's a good bat. So I said, no, I'm telling you it's not a good bat. But I said, then what should I do? Then he lifted the other bat with his own hand and then gave the bat to me and said, play with this bat. Then I think I played with that bat. I must have scored about 800 or 900. My bat broke, that bat broke in the last innings of my first innings I scored 100, then the second innings my bat broke when I was 54 not out. So I think I must have scored almost 1100 runs or maybe close to 1000 runs with that bat. But I think I was very disappointed that my grandfather was not able to see me make my debut. But then I believe that he had come after Friday prayers and then he told my mother that I was going to get selected and we will all go and watch the game. But on that night he passed away. But I think, these are the things, where it's all the will of Almighty Allah. So we have to have patience and then I think without his prayers, without my father and mother's prayers and so many people who prayed for me at that time, they go on to pray because we feel that we are doing everything as a player, we are doing everything. But at the end of the day, there are times where you really struggle. That's when all the prayers of not your even the close ones, but the prayers of the people who are your fans, the people who admire you, they help a lot. Sometimes you feel that there is some divine intervention happening when you're playing. The first 300, I honestly believe that I don't know how I scored those 300, but it was like I felt that there was something divinely happening. I think there was some divine intervention was happening. So that's how I could make it. Okay, fine. I had that talent. I worked very hard on it, but I think at the end of the day, the talent has to translate into performance. So that's what happened, I think.
Okay, big hand. Okay, so this conversation can go on for a long time, but if anybody in the crowd has any questions, we'll take it after maybe a couple of questions and the more questions I have. So if you have any questions you want to ask, please prepare yourself for that. The next phase of your career, Jubai, I want to talk about how you became captain of the Indian team.
Everybody knows that, how I became. Sure.
Yeah, but I think the conversation you had with Raj Singh, if you want to tell that story.
Before going to Pakistan, I think in '89, I had a very poor run. My form, I was not doing well, not batting well, not scoring runs. But I hung on to my place because of my fielding, maybe 2-3 matches. But then after that didn't help, so I was not very sure that I would get selected to go to Pakistan in the 1989 tour. But I thought again I was plainly very lucky to get selected. And I went there and scored runs in Pakistan. First match I was actually dropped, and then Raman Lamba the late Raman Lamba had a toe injury, and then he backed out last minute. So that's how I could play in that series, and then cemented my place once again. And then when I came back from Sri Lanka, we had a tough tour. Pakistan, we had a very tough tour. We drew all the matches, and everybody felt that we did well. But Pakistan had a very good side. But when I came back, then Srikanth opted out of the Dalip Trophy game, and then I became the captain of the Azharuddin team playing in Dalip Trophy against West Zone. But I was walking in the field in the morning, going for training, and then suddenly Mr. Raj Singh Dungarpur came and asked me, "Mia captain banoge?" So I really I was taken aback, and I said, "Sir, I am captain already." But Dalip Trophy, I thought he was talking about this Dalip Trophy game. He says, "क्या समझ में नहीं आता तुमको क्या है? मैं इसके बारे में इंडियन टीम के बारे में बोल रहा हूँ." So then I was like totally, I don't know what happened. After that.
Very interesting, everybody. Thanks for sharing that. So your successes as a captain, we already spoke about the 11 tournament victories you've had. Maybe a couple from those that you want to, highlight in terms of the discipline, the team composition, how you enforced, and how your interaction was with the players, and what was the reason you think that the team was so successful under your captaincy.
Well, I think I really commanded the respect of the boys because all the players really respected me. So I think it becomes very easy when all the players respect you, and at the same time the captain has to back the players also. I was not very strict, but at times yes, I said I used to tell my players all the time, you can do whatever you want, you can sleep anytime you want, but when you come onto the ground, that is my time. I will not leave you at that time. So it was very simple. The players knew exactly what their role was in the team and how important they were in the team. So that was my main aim. My main aim was to make sure that everybody is like together and everybody helps one another. Because it's a team game, it's not an individual sport. And I think everybody realized, that winning was very important. We had very tough, almost 2-3 years after I became captain. I think we were very close to winning the game, but then we were losing all the time. But I think from the 1993 English series, then we started winning after that. And I think at one point of time we became the number one side in the one day games, which not many people know. It was not like, said in the press, it was not really advertising.
Very interesting, Javed. Thanks for sharing that. And also, in the meantime, if you have any questions, please either raise your hand or come forward, and I'll give you the floor. So, just get yourself ready. And one last question, Abdullah. You have been in politics now for a few years. So, what do you see is the difference, that you have as a cricketer versus a politician?
No, to play Test cricket, my first Test match, it took me almost 10-11 years to play my first Test match. But I think the first election I won in 2009. It took me only 1 month. So that is the difference.
Okay. All right. Okay, please.
Hi, it's great to see you in person.
Thank you.
It's good. My question is, I was studied in Bangalore, 96 World Cup, and we had during the quarterfinal, I think, with Pakistan, and there was this golden moment when Amir Sohail smashed Venkatesh Prasad, and he showed him the next ball, I'm going to smash you too, and Venkatesh Prasad got him out the next ball.
Yes.
We just know what the commentators told us, but what actually happened on the field? Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Well, actually, I thought Ahmed Sohail got carried away. If he had not got carried away, I think Pakistan maybe could have gone on to win the game also, because that was a very crucial wicket. Maybe he thought that he would go one up on Prasad, and then he, I think, became slightly overconfident, and then he made a mistake, and then he played a rubbish shot. Actually, if I was the captain, I think I was the captain also at that time.
Yes, you were.
So maybe nobody could tell him anything. If I was the captain, if any of my players would have done it, he would have got an earful from me. But I think we were lucky. He played that shot, and then once we got him out, and then we kept getting wickets. And I think that was the most pressure game I've ever played in my life. I think it was a very tense game, and everybody was there, and everybody wanted India to win. And luckily, we worked hard, and then we won the game. That was very good.
I have to tell you that none of us in school slept the night before because India Pakistan is almost
Okay, thank you. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Mohammed. I have watched you play in the Nizam College ground when you were probably in your college years and before your Ranji matches when your name was still getting popular. And Alhamdulillah, Allah has granted you a lot of success, and people appreciate the glorious days you had. But I'm more amazed with the tragedies you've had in life and how you dealt with them. Starting from the match fixing, your marriage issues, the loss of your son, the political losses, and you always came back strong as a person. So I'd like to hear, how do you deal with these things, keep calm, and still come back strong and stay focused?
I think my grandfather's upbringing also, it was very important, and the game taught me patience. So I can only say, if you have infinite patience, things always fall for you. So I think there are times when everybody goes through tough times. Some people have it easy, some people don't. So I think at that time you have to stay calm and then have to talk less actually. When you talk more during that time when things are not going well, then they will really go back. So I thought I had infinite patience and I had very strong belief in myself and to Almighty Allah. So I think that really helps a lot because if nobody helps you, you always get help. So I think I believe in that.
Very good. All the best.
Assalamu alaikum.
Awesome.
I want to ask a simple question. You have such a knowledge, you had the accomplishment which you did, and you've been a star for past. What are you doing now, and what are your plans to help the kids in Hyderabad? Are you passing on your knowledge to others? If you can elaborate on that, please.
Definitely. I mean, I really want to do a lot of work in cricket. I got an opportunity in the Kannada Premier League. Then I was the mentor for Bijapur, then we won the tournament, the Karnataka Premier League. So I really want to help the players, we can come here also to help players. We had a very good 3-day camp and Jai is here and his wife, really did a very good job and I think they organized the camp. I think I must thank them for calling me here. Otherwise, I mean, it would have been difficult for me to come to Toronto, but I think I really want to give things back to the game, especially Hyderabad cricket is in very poor state, very poor condition, and I think we're going to have elections, so I'm trying to stand for the presidency and then maybe improve the game because the people who were there before, I mean, I don't know what they did, what happened, I really don't know, but I think, I mean, the cricket is very, very poor, no matches are happening, and then players are just selected at whims and fancies, so I think, I mean, I really want to give it back to the cricket. If I can do something in Canada also, I mean, there are so many people here, if they can put things together, I'll be most happy to help our players, who are going to play here. Because the other day I was in the camp 3 days, I saw there are 4 or 5 players who are very, very good. But I think they need good exposure because they need to play on turf wickets. They can't play on just indoor wickets and play because indoor wickets, the ball comes straight, because then you won't get so much experience. So, I mean, if those boys can be sent, to India or maybe any other place, England, I think they will really do well because they have the talent, because they have the skill. So, only thing that we have to make sure that they really work very hard on the game and they get all the benefits and they get all the support from the people.
Okay, just one more question before I go. Are you planning, it's a personal question now, are you planning to join politics in future or in near future?
Already in politics.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know much about that. Thank you.
Okay, and just to add to the answer that Ajay gave, right? Yesterday I saw him personally coach a kid who came to my place. And it was amazing, the technicalities of batting, the stance that he was showing. I would encourage people in Toronto and anywhere else who are interested to improve their game, even if they're adults, just get him over and have some sessions. Get like maybe 20, 30, 40 people together and invite him. Because I think the amount of knowledge that he has, and the way he explains it, it's going to be very beneficial. So Ajay, I just want to plug that for you. I think even people who are watching, if you can get a tour together where you go to different cities and get this coaching camp set up, I think it will benefit immensely the kids because you have a wealth of knowledge and you know how to show it.
I will be most happy to do that, because that is my forte and that is how, I learned also, I've been through so many ups and downs and seen so many things. It's just not batting or bowling or fielding, just, like how, to start a career and how to play, how, your mind set up and everything, it makes a lot of difference. So I'm interested in doing that. I've had many people coming and talking, but then nothing happened. So if something very serious is there, I will definitely do something for the kids here. And I'll be most happy to be back there.
Thank you very much.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, my name is हादी। उर्दू में बात कर सकता हूँ?
जी जरूर।
मैं अंग्रेजी में पैदा हूँ इसलिए वो ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि आप मुख्तलिफ जगह घूमते हैं तो आप अपना डाइट और खाने वाने का इंतजाम कैसा रहता है आपका? बिरयानी खाए तो या सेंचुरी करते हैं या आलू खाए?
मैं इतना ज़्यादा बिरयानी खाने का उतना खाया नहीं, बट जब से यहाँ पे आया हूँ ऑलमोस्ट एवरी डे दावत हो रही, जैसे कि अभी बोला मैंने इससे पहले भी मेरी स्पीच में कि 3-4 किलो वेट तो ऑलरेडी बढ़ चुका है, तो इसको कम करना पड़ेगा फिर। लेकिन मैंने कह चुका हर हमारे दोस्तों से जो भी हमारे क्लासमेट्स हैं यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, उनसे कहा कि नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं ये टाइम दावत ठीक है, नेक्स्ट टाइम इतनी ज़्यादा दावतें मत करिए क्योंकि मुश्किल होती है।
जैसे आप स्लिम ही अच्छे देते हैं, वो अभी एक पूछना चाह रहा था मैं, आपके मामू साहब जो है जैनुलाब्दीन साहब मरहूम, वो आपको कैसे इंस्पायर करें? उनके साले साहब जावेद सिद्दीकी मेरे बहुत ही करीबी दोस्त है।
जी और जावेद भाई पता नहीं किधर है, नहीं शिकागो में। हाँ मैं मिला था उनसे। नहीं हम तो मामू जान तो बहुत मतलब एक अलग तरीके के प्लेयर थे, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे प्लेयर थे और मेरे को जो स्टांस सिखाए और हर बार मैचेस में भी ले आते थे। हम तो मैं जब छोटा था तो मैं वहीं पे मैचेस में रहते थे, मैं थोड़ा नॉकिंग कर लेता था। तो बहुत स्पेशल जो मैं जो भी सिखाऊँ पहले तो उनकी वजह से सिखाऊँ, तो पर मैं पूरा क्रेडिट उनको ही जाना चाहिए क्योंकि जो मुझे क्रिकेट में लाया, मुझे इंटरेस्ट जब बता रहा था तो मुझे उस टाइम पे इंटरेस्ट पूरा करने दिया और पूरा हर बार साथ से आते थे और हर बार बात भी करते थे। हम सबसे ज़्यादा उनसे ही डरते थे हम लोग घर में, और किसी से हमें डर नहीं आता।
स्टेट बैंक में जब प्रैक्टिस करते
जी स्टेट बैंक जी 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 जरूर।
आपके लिए एक और मैसेज है, मेरे छोटे भाई राशिद मन्नान अंसारी जो गनफर्ड मस्जिद के पास रहते थे,
जी जी
वो आपको सलाम करें।
अच्छा वाह।
ओके दिस ऑल।
Okay, last question. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. Please.
Okay, अस्सलाम वालेकुम everyone. सवाल was वीकेंड पे इंग्लिश में नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ, तो बचपन से देख रहा हूँ, मेरा नाम रशीद है, बचपन से देख रहा हूँ आपको, आप टीवी पे माशाल्लाह आपको देखते देखते बड़े हो गए। तकरीबन 2 साल में मैं भी 50 का हूँगा। भाई आपका 50 के होते माशाल्लाह, आपकी फिटनेस का और आपका इसका राज क्या है कि बच्चे बूढ़े हो जा रहे हैं, आप नहीं थे माशाल्लाह।
आप जैसे 50 हो जाएंगे, मैं भी 50 का हो जाएगा, सिंपल थे।
आपकी फिटनेस का और आपके
देखिए फिटनेस तो हर एक का एक इंडिविजुअल के ऊपर होती है कि आप अपनी बॉडी को कैसा रखना चाहते हैं, आपको कैसा चलाना चाहते हैं। बाद लोग बॉडी को चलाने देते हैं, बाद लोग बॉडी को चलाते हैं, डिफरेंस वही है। तो अगर आप अपनी बॉडी को अगर उसको चलाने देंगे तो फिर वो रिजल्ट बिल्कुल गलत मिलेंगे। अगर आप उसको चलाएंगे तो बिल्कुल जैसा लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप गाड़ी चलाते हैं, तो अगर आप गाड़ी को चलाएंगे बराबर 80-90 की स्पीड में आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, फिर आप 150 में जाएंगे तो फिर आपको गाड़ी चलाएंगे। तो सेम ही है, कुछ इतना रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है। अगर आप अपनी बॉडी को चलाएंगे, बराबर खाना खाएंगे, बराबर करेंगे, तो आपकी बॉडी जैसा आप जो खाते हो वैसे बॉडी लगती है। तो मैं जितने भी लोगों से कहूँगा कि बिकॉज सेहत इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग, आपकी हेल्थ इज़ द मोस्ट सब में बड़ी नेमत है, जहाँ तक कि मैं सोचता हूँ। तो मैं आप लोगों को वही गुजारिश करूँगा कि ठीक है, हमें लाइक बहुत से लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं एक ही बार जीते, इतना खाना तो खाने वाला ठीक है, अगर खाना खाइए, ऐसा नहीं कि आप फिर बीमार पड़ जाए, उसके बाद में फिर वो जीना ही हराम हो जाए। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि सब लोग को अच्छा खाना खाना चाहिए और कंट्रोल में।
Okay, so just a second before we take the next question, ये तो गुफ्तगू चलती रहेगी। तेलंगाना डेवलपमेंट फोरम से पवन कुमार कोंडम साहब आए यहाँ पे और he wants to felicitate you Dubai. So you know, team from Telangana is here, so I want to ask them to come to the stage maybe for a minute, and after that we'll continue with the questions. इमरान भाई किधर हैं? गुफ्तगू रह सकती है या
We have from Telangana Development Forum, Mr. Pawan Jitendra, and the whole team is here, and they want to give them, as they say, the
Okay, so along with Pawan, we have Jitendra, Suman, Mahindra, Naveen, Prabhakar, and Sai. So guys, please give them a big hand.
Namaste Ajubhai, salam. Good evening everybody, adab, salam. My name is Pawan, मैं तेलंगाना डेवलपमेंट फोरम के तरफ से इधर आया हूँ मैं. Ajubhai, I was born in Hyderabad, Vidalwadi. Ajubhai के घर के बिल्कुल 2 घर पीछे मेरा घर था. I used to watch Ajubhai and his brothers playing cricket with tennis ball. He was my dream hero. Like, I've grown up watching him cricket. I used to study in St. Paul's. Ajubhai was in All Saints. I used to see him how hard he used to work out, practice with the help of his late grandfather. He used to go to on bicycle. I used to watch all those things, and I was very proud to be part of the same place where he come from. Thank God, inshallah. Ajubhai, like, I have one question, Ajubhai. Like, my childhood, like everyone used to tell that your secret of success was of course, your talent and your grandfather. And your talent and your grandfather was the secret of your success. And also, we used to talk like Vittalwadi mein ek masjid tha. A mosque was there. In that mosque, there used to be a Baba. He used to put taweez for anyone who was not well, anyone who wants to succeed in their career lives. And Ajubhai used to wear the taweez, and the taweez used to be shown whenever he used to bat or field. And I want to know, Ajubhai, do you still have that taweez?
Actually, that I know about that Baba who used to be sitting in the mosque and doing that. But I think I just slightly correct you because my taweez was given to me by my grandfather. So I still have it.
Okay, thank you, Pawan. We want to keep this moving along.
Thank you, Imran Bhai and Rafat Bhai, for organizing such an event and made our dream come true. Ladies and gentlemen, Pawan and his team from Telangana Development Forum, please give a big hand. Hamesha, every time we have any function, these people, they always cooperate with us, and we should also join Telangana Development Forum. Pawan Bhai is the chief. You're looking good, man.
Okay, thank you, Zaki Bhai. So we'll have 3 more questions, and if you could please keep your questions short so we can now.
Hi, my name is Umar, and we are from Pakistan. We are not from India. So that table there, most of us are from Pakistan, with exception to a friend of mine who's standing behind me. We just wanted to tell you that we are also admirers. All the sports, irrespective which country they are, the sportsmen, you have to admire them. So one of the reasons we've been here is that. I was just telling my friends that I remember Azharuddin when he did 3 centuries in a row. उस वक्त हम लोगों ने ये कहा था कि my dad used to be a great fan of yours. Unfortunately वो भी पाकिस्तान चले गए. तो मैं ये कह रहा था कि मैंने अपने फादर को ये कहा था कि ये क्या बला आ गई है इंडिया की तरफ से, इसको कौन आउट करेगा. Just one quick question. I know that you've been in politics as well. हमारे भी एक politician जो है हमारे prime minister बन गए. Just wanted to know what's your opinion about that. And one more last bit of it, that who was your take that Pakistan से आपको जो compete करते थे आपसे ज़्यादा.
I think I'm very happy that Imran has become the Prime Minister. I hope things will improve in future, for both the countries, so that we can play cricket again and play all the sports and do all the business. Everybody wants that, but I think I'm very happy for Imran Bhai. I wish him all the best. I already wished him the other day when he became the Prime Minister. But I think for Pakistan team was very competitive side, and everybody competed. Like a lot of people say, when you're playing against Pakistan, it's very tough. Like it was very tough. Like all the bowlers, Pakistan bowlers were very, very good. And I found Wasim Akram the most competitive bowler. Like he was a complete bowler. I mean, even if I was batting 115, I was not sure that. I was not very sure playing him because he was very outstanding bowler. He had so much variety. But I think Imran Bhai also at the end of his career also he was very competitive. I think most of us, Javed Bhai though, they're different, from a different planet.
Thank you, Rizwan. Thank you much.
Jivai, we had Madhu, old friends, all saints में आप साथ में खेलते थे. ज़माने में खेल ही नहीं, हम लोग खूब मजाक करते थे. खालिद मेरे बैठे. One thing I cannot digest, Jivai, कि आपको मैं बचपन से देखा. आपका जो क्लास है, it is a natural talent, and you were the most successful captain during your time, and fielding standards आपने सेट किया. लेकिन एक चीज मेरे को अभी तक समझ नहीं आया, क्यों आप you are not one of the leading advisors in the national level? Because see, आप तो छोड़ो ये तेलंगाना हैदराबाद की तो छोड़ो, हैदराबाद तो प्राइमरी है हमारा, लेकिन नेशनल लेवल में आपको इतना खास जगह देना चाहिए कि यूटिलाइज योर ब्रेन, यूटिलाइज योर इंटेलिजेंस, क्रिकेट इंटेलिजेंस, एंड टेक योर एडवाइस. बिकॉज ऐसा नहीं है कि वी आर व्हाटएवर, आई मीन क्रिकेट इज समथिंग व्हिच हैज टू बी प्रैक्टिस्ड एंड लर्न ओवर द इयर्स. तो ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा है अजय, क्यों वी आर नॉट डूइंग दैट एट द नेशनल लेवल? यू आर सच ए टैलेंट.
But I really want to do so many things, and I've already, told people, I've already explained to them that I will be most happy to help the youngsters and do everything in cricket. But I think it has to come from them also. But nowadays, there is no board, it is led by the CEO. Maybe once the new board comes into existence, the new member, maybe better sense will prevail, players who have really done well for the country, get a chance. Because, if you see most of the franchises and all, they always call players from outside, they come here and they coach. But then our players, when they go to Australia, nobody gives us chance. So I think, because when you are in India, when you have so many players, I'm not saying that I should be the one who should be given. There are so many other players who have played for India, with distinction, and they should be given an opportunity also, because we don't get any opportunity. Everybody calls players from outside India, and I think that you people should start the campaign. I can't say much on that.
You are very soft spoken also. One of the people very soft spoken, down to earth person.
No, I'm very tough sometimes.
Okay, last question, Nirav. Thank you.
Sir, मेरा नाम नीरव है, मैं गुजरात इंडिया से हूँ. So we are running a small club here in Toronto from last 5 years. So last couple of years से मैंने कैप्टनसी स्टार्ट की है क्लब की. So I just want to know, मुझे थोड़ी एडवाइस है आपसे कि when there is an intense situation, जब close game होती है, so how you motivate your players कि okay अब क्या मुझे बोलना है या फिर उनको किस तरह मोटिवेट करना है, so they always in the game and they put their 100%.
If you sign for your club, I will say everything. If you sign for your club, if you sign me for your club, then only I can.
We have a very small couple of players आए होंगे आपके कैंप में.
No, I think it's very important that you have to stay calm, have to get the team together since you are a captain. It's the captain's job at the end of the day, It depends on how calm the captain is, how good he is, then only it makes a big impact. So I think we must not lose patience. Just wait for things to happen. Sometimes you want to make things, but sometimes you have to wait for things to happen also. So that is my advice. Like some tense situations are always not very easy. It's very damaging for the brain. It's not very easy, because then you lose your patience and things can really go out of hand. So I think it has to be, all the players have to be together, and when you talk to the players, and everybody knows what the situation is. But as far as I'm concerned, when I was captain in difficult, intense situations, I used to go for advice for everybody. I used to talk to anybody and everybody and ask, okay, fine, tell me I'm not thinking correctly. Just give me some advice. So the captain has to be like that also. He has to get the players together.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that was supposed to be the last, but I guess we'll give you a minute.
Assalamualaikum Rizwan. This is Mohammed. I have a question which is more relevant to your skills. Do we have any future player we can see in future? Suppose this is Azharuddin, something like that. I want to see if is anybody lucky in India or anywhere who's getting trained under you, just like you, everything extra, especially your skills in batting and fielding.
Why Azharuddin can be better than Azharuddin also?
No, I
Why
haven't.
you only want a player like Azharuddin?
To be honest, Alhamdulillah, I have never seen anybody till now like you. Anybody.
No, I think everybody has their own talent, because I think you have to stick to their own basic game, because I feel it is very difficult. If you see, there are 2-3 players who have lost out because they tried to emulate, tried to play. Like one player was from West Indies, I think Bravo or something like that. He was a left-hand player, he tried to copy Brian Lara, he got thrown out of not in the team. And there was one player from Karnataka, he was a very, very good player. If you remember Cartoon Sardana, I mean, he was short in stature and then he tried to copy Mr. Gavaskar and then
No, especially your offside shot. So, extraordinary offside shot. I never saw anybody playing that shot.
There are so many good players who play, some people play better than some others, so everybody is a good player. So
is anybody getting trained under you, anything like that in India?
No, there are so many players come and train under me, but I always advise them to play their natural game, not worry about what others are doing. So if you play your natural game, you will succeed 95%. But if you don't play your natural game, you don't succeed.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. So it was my privilege and honor to be here with Ajubhai. At this stage I want to ask Zakibhai to take over and he will go forward.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Azharuddin sir. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.